All right. So, two important things. One, Mike asked me a question last episode if Siri was going to join the team. No.
We got the answer.
Second, I mentioned that there is a character that I hate on the levels of how much I hate Cinder and Ruby. I hate
Now
this
we know
character
who.
more than her. There is few characters that I hate, and she is not the main villain of this show. I hate her more than I hate the main villain of this show.
At least the main character or the main villain is fascinating from even just the few bits that we've seen. I hate her guts. I hate her guts because she had to kill one of my favorite characters.
I regret say what I said last episode. Like, oh, this is a very important information. They're gonna bring this up, and someone's gonna die.
Yep. So,
I'm just gonna go in the corner.
I purposely told y'all to not look at anything about this show because I did not want things to get spoiled. Because guess what? If you just look up episode titles, shit's gonna get spoiled. Now, we're gonna lock this down before we talk about this episode. We have 7 characters on Night Raid right now. Plot armor does not exist in this series whatsoever.
We're gonna be like, oh, who's gonna get killed next?
You are going to right now tell me, and I will not say all characters get killed. I will not say that another character does not get killed. I am going to tell you right now to put in order, if you think everyone in this show dies, the order that it would happen.
Okay.
So, first, since Mike, you have been doing this longer with me than anyone, I will, hold on, let me get something up here so we can make this a lot easier.
Ooh, a visual aid?
A visual aid. Hold on here. So, yeah, hold on. We're just going to edit this out because, you know, I have the power to do that. And since no one's going to see this until it goes live. Oh, not like any of the spellings of any of these. And all right, so all right. Listed here are not everyone that's left. Who did I miss? Hold on. Who did I not?
I like how we're just making a bingo card of who's gonna die.
All right, here we go. Now it's done. All right, so we're gonna put this down right now. There are the remaining 7 people in Night Raid. So, Mike, in order from first to last, if it goes down, and I'm not saying it is, I'm not even saying another character dies, but plot armor does not exist.
Okay.
Who do you, if every character in the situational could die, who do you think would going down?
Okay. In order from most to least, we've got. I'll put boss at the top.
First to go? We're going
Then,
least down? Okay, all right. Go ahead.
No, most likely to die to
okay.
least likely. So
okay.
Boss is at the top.
And this is also in order if they went off. But okay, go ahead.
Then we've got Lub.
Okay.
Then Bulat.
Okay.
Mine.
All right.
Leon, Akame, Tatsuki.
Hold on. Leone. All right. Now, Misao.
I've seen too much anime. I know, like, I just kind of get the feeling how this is gonna go. I don't want to do it.
Again,
but
this is not a guarantee. I'm just seeing for purposes.
Since no one is safe, and Bro is like the character we all love. If we know about anime, the beloved character goes.
So
Are you saying Bulat
first.
first?
Yeah.
All right.
As I cry about it.
Okay. And
what's the other guy's name? Like the
Love.
like the strings.
Yeah, Love. Him next?
Yeah.
All right.
Then Leon.
All right.
Then Boss. Then mine. Then the two main characters. Doesn't matter what order.
Then all right, Boss, mine, and then you. All
They're
right.
both like they're like the main characters, so that's why like it doesn't matter.
Okay, so do you
It's
want to
just like a
switch it up
backstory.
with Mike then and have Tatsumi then Akame? Because he's got Akame and then Tatsumi.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, I'll be diff.
All right.
If
Tatsumi.
if one of us is right, like who's like going to be next? Like I'm gonna cry.
All right, so
Same.
on our list we have Mike with Boss, Love, Bulat, Mine, Leone, Akame, and Tatsumi. Misao is Bulat, Love, Leone, Boss, Mine, Tatsumi, Akame.
I love how we both have
And he
Love as our
knows the
second.
answer, so he's just like grinning away over here while we like miserable.
I know nothing. Like I said, absolutely no one could. But all of a sudden, that was just like that's episode 6
Out of 24?
out of 24. Gurren Lagann had the common courtesy to wait until episode 8 before it killed 1. And then it didn't for like the rest of the show until the like last 4 episodes.
It mentally prepare us. This so is it.
I'm just saying, it's war times.
He knows.
And
He
shit
knows
might
who's
happen.
next. He just wants us to suffer.
All right, so one thing that I have to ask: were y'all as taken aback as I was when they showed the shot of that lamppost with the butterflies? How real that looked.
That did look
Like,
shockingly real.
yeah, like when the episode first started, I was like, okay, the animation is like they put more money into this episode. I don't like it. It's normally like epic stuff's gonna happen or someone's gonna die, and the classic anime trope: someone dies and magically rains.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta love that. It never fails. So, Mike brought up something in the chat that was I was gonna have no fucking idea what it's from. In the end of Evangelion movie, there is a point where they redo episode 25 and 26 from the show because that went nuts, and then somehow it went even more nuts in the movie. Where, keep in mind, all the characters in that show are 13 and 14, all the main pilots. Because for some odd reason, they never give you it, but they need to be 13 or 14 to pilot the mechs. Because Japan. And there is a point where Shinji is like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to, I shouldn't say there's a point. He does it a lot. There's just, I'm scared. I don't want to do this. And then like the government comes and basically starts genociding through Nerve headquarters. And then they need to get Shinji to go get in the mech and then go fight. And then Misato, who is shot at this point, who Leone's voice actor voices her in the rebuild films. So he's like, she is just Misato. Misato kisses Shinji, who she is a 33 to 35-year-old woman, like full on just boom, lip locks with him and goes, that was an adult kiss. We will do the rest when you get back. And then sends him away and then dies. So then when Leone licks Tatsumi's ear and goes, I just marked my territory. Once you grow up and you're a stud, you're all mine. He puts in the chat and goes, wow, Leone is Misato.
It makes sense now.
Anime go to anime.
My favorite thing about doing these episodes, honestly, half the time is the chat responses beforehand. And it went
The
from
live responses.
it went from me laughing to
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And you just laughing. I was like, this.
to bitch what the fuck to Mike going fuck not Shale to the gif of Anthony
Anthony Anderson.
Anthony
He
Anderson
cried.
crying on the ground on the couch. And I'm just like, oh, it's gonna be a recap episode. So, I've openly said that I don't hate a character in an anime more than I hate serial ubiquitous. I've not seen as much anime as other people, but boy, she's up there. I just want to get your guys' raw responses once that fight started going down. And did you actually expect that was going to end the way that it did? Because some horse shit happens during that fight. I guess Mike went first last time. Masao, you can go first.
I did not suspect her arms getting cut off and turning into guns. I did not suspect the gun in her mouth.
That pissed off Crow so much.
like,
You about walked out of my room.
Okay, time for my favorite JoJo reference.
Yeah, I knew it!
I was like, this bitch is a JoJo character with the fucking back and guns.
Oh god.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say it when freaking Koro literally no with the sword when he was punching at her.
Listen, you do know I'm gonna find my JoJo reference.
I know.
You signed off for this.
I know, I did. And
Eventually we're gonna have to do JoJo.
Oh yeah! You guys are good.
That's gonna be a haul and a half and a lot.
That's gonna be like a legit bizarre adventure.
That is, and I'm going to put, if that goes down, a lot of that work is going to be put on your shoulders, so you're fully aware. Just like, because man, I've only seen 2.5 seasons.
You also did you like skip part 1 and 2?
No, I watched part 1 and part 2 and then started watching part 3 with you.
And then stopped.
Well, that's because, we couldn't watch it together anymore, but yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that very long bridge when it gets to it. Mike,
if you want to make that dedication.
Well, some point.
My main impression was I think I just tucked away in the back of my mind just the idea that any of our main characters could die. I mean, yeah, we know that's part of the deal, but I didn't think it would happen this soon and in this way by this character.
Yep. Yeah. And remember when they talked about how Dr. Stylish can help you do this and it's going to hurt like hell? You have not even come close to seeing the tip of the stupidity iceberg of that surgery.
Right.
So,
we kind of have the vibe of the surgery with the she's mostly guns under flesh.
Yeah.
So she has a gun in her mouth, in her throat, and in her arms. Is her skeleton just turned into guns now?
I won't say how.
Mainly machine.
I won't say how.
I need to stop making the JoJo reference.
I won't say how. You were going to mention what the German captain from part 2.
Yeah. I was like, he has a German technology.
Yeah. You just this is butter knives compared to the shit she gets later. It's just it like I said, the gun in her mouth part made Crow about walk out of my room. He's like, that is dumb. Like, he didn't maybe not want to watch the show, but he's like, that is stupid. I'm like, you don't know what stupid is yet.
Wait, so what I gotta know, what is Crow's threshold for stupidity?
He's seen all of JoJo and thinks it's fine. But threshold for
excellent.
he has he just has what do I want to say? He has a threshold for stupidity, but thinks certain things are stupider than other things are. Like, I didn't think that was that stupid, considering I have seen some things. And again, me and Gurren, I've watched two things that are cut to explanation of how big the mech in Gurren is, and we're back. That didn't bother me because they explained a little. They explained it here also.
So,
But yeah, just like I said,
like,
it gets ridiculous.
do we get any type of explanation like later why it's like stupid?
For what she has?
Yeah.
Basically, your explanation is, and you have not met the character yet, is that she got her body surgically modified in order to use these weapons. And the explanation for the rest of it, you will get explained like once you see more of it. Because it like you just kind of
get explanation of how stupid that was. I'm kind of okay with it. As long as there's like logic behind it in the show or like premises. Otherwise, if it's just out of context, like no.
Yeah, no, you'll get an explanation for it. Just every time something new happens, you're like, "Are you serious?
Really?"
And there's a girl.
Although I'll admit, with Gurren, I've learned to at some point just kind of let go and just take it all in.
Yeah. This is you kind of just roll with the punches. She's one of the most out there characters in the entire show, and like there's a couple more that are out there like her, but not nearly as bad. I thought one was getting introduced at the end of this episode, but it's not. It's just showing that Esteth is back. But yeah. Can
we talk for a second about her Cujo dog? I'm gonna nickname her Cujo.
Absolutely. If I will answer any questions you want.
This thing is a beast. Just straight up.
That is the first organic Imperial arms you see. It is not the last.
Oh,
I will let you know that.
That will suffice for now.
Yep. I have mixed feelings about the doggo. It was cute last episode. And at the end, it was just eating her arm.
Mm-hmm. I was just chewing on her arm toward the end.
Nonchalantly.
Yeah, it gets me every time when they start showing that flashback of all of the times we're hanging out with Night Raid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh, died.
And she's like, I will get to hug you on this. I'm like, damn it.
No, you have no idea how badly after you show her training under him and she's holding him at the grave and she's like, you made me feel important again. I'm like, please let one of them think she's going to end up with Shale. Please let him think she's gonna... There was a sick part of me in the back of my mind, but I was like...
That's why I'm like, when we doing that bingo card, you're like laughing, like you fucking know who's next.
Well, I will say again, third time watching it, it still gets me. It still does. But one other thing, I have said again multiple times that Bulat is like Kamina in a lot of ways. You get a literal grit your teeth moment with Bulat when Tatsumi is just pissed about everything.
That was honestly, I kind of like that if for no other reason, it shows that everyone has a serious side.
Mm-hmm. And the one that has it the most, but never shows how serious it is Boss. Wow. Nothing phases her. Ever. And stuff starts turning for mine too after this episode. She is one of my favorite characters in this show.
She was like traumatized seeing that.
Yeah, it's her best friend. I'm like, oh girl, you just pissed off the lolly and you're about to die.
Yeah, never piss off the lolly.
Never piss off the lolly. And like, I need to bring it to context. I had this show suggested to me wildly. I had how it ends spoiled to me. The premise of like it's through Tatsumi and other people in Night Raid that Akame experiences things, how she's not the main character, but she is and all that. And then, like I said, I went into a horrible depressive stint where I basically just didn't leave my house outside of getting food because I was just a wreck. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to watch some anime on my list, get through this, and it'll make me feel better. Akame was the first one I saw.
Hell of a choice.
A hell of a choice. And because it's a great show that I ended up rolling with it. But when Shale dies in episode 6, it's just like, I don't want to go through this.
Feel that. Like your anime was Akame ga Kill, mine was JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm 2 into it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a wild ride. And that's where it was like, we were going to do, all right, cool, we'll do 3 next Saturday. And then all of a sudden, just like, we're going to do 3 next Saturday. What is episode 6? Like, you're not going to like that.
Leading into the next episode, is 7 going to end on a more positive note?
If I'm not mistaken, 7 is the start of a 2-parter. If I'm not mistaken, I believe 7 is a part of a 2-parter. Give me a moment.
Yes.
Akame ga Kill episode 7.
Yep, this one is a 2-parter.
This is a 2-parter. Yes, it is a 2-parter. Yeah, so it basically just kind of ends. There's no good or bad. It's just like, next time. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a more positive note because you can't end much worse than what we got here.
True.
At least not now. But yeah, I want to ask questions, but I think you guys just want to kill Suryu.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the emotional damage.
Yeah. I was just like, oh boy, when this started and we're getting into it and we're now in the shit, as I like to call it, we're going with this, and it just doesn't stop. Like, there's a lot of, all I want to say, almost every episode has a big battle in it now. They may not be like drag out brawls with the same people, but they all have fights in them at least.
Oh, so, wait, something we didn't talk about yet. In the first half, we see Leon and Tatsumi.
Oh yeah,
just kill every single one of those mob people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that was great.
That was, and how like
again, like, oh, where's just a couple of bitches? I was like, yes.
Leone's great. I'm like, hey guys, did you remember that the Empire is a bunch of shitbags? Because the Empire is a bunch of shitbags.
Yes. Just a friendly reminder.
It's like, how can it be that bad? Oh yeah, she's done. She's lost. Just go throw her in the gutter. I'm like, man, you're just like, you need a good reason to get killed. Wait 2 minutes. He's going to say something. Okay. And we're done. And I love whenever Leone kills someone, she doesn't like rip their throat out, do whatever. It's through pure melee
it's just force. A 1 punch.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're just done. It just puts through the wall. You're like, oh, he has a hole in his chest. I'm like, oh, nice. He's just dead. Tatsumi cuts him off. Next one's through. Leah, again, like, there's not a member of Night Raid that I don't like. They did very well characterizing everyone in Night Raid.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And how simple her thing is. It's just, I transform into a badass. Just gonna kick the shit out of you.
Even Love, who we haven't really gotten to see much of, is still awesome.
Love is great.
Does he get an episode with Tatsumi by himself? Or
he gets a couple, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gets a couple. Him and Tatsumi start bonding quite a bit later on, actually. Yeah, so because you finally start to get like some stuff of what like Lub does for the team and some other things like that, and like patrols and that sort of thing. So yeah, you get some good stuff with Lub later. So when you start seeing Lub actually use his strings like in a legit fight and not a trap, Crosstail's great. You're gonna really like that you picked Crosstail's your favorite. Yeah, it's
I'm excited.
So am I. All right. Yeah, that's good for now. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at CaptainK42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can find Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter. at Ren Pop Culture. Look for us on Podchaser. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And now you can find us on the Banana Meter. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
All right, and Miss Al.
You can find me on Twitter as Cuba11028.
All right, and you can find me everywhere at Organoid0. We will see you guys next time. Fuck Sirius.